All right, y'all. So it is time for me to point this out. Was she right again? Yeah, I'm gonna say I was. So I don't know if you remember this, but on September 13th, I made a video that went something like this. Now, as you can see, this video is dated September 13th, 2025. You might want to actually check out that video and hear the rest of what I got to say. But let's talk about the point of this video. And again, you can see the date up there, September 13th. That wasn't the right time. That's when I took this picture. However, this is the chicken scratch that came from my channeled message on that day. Now, let's look at this part. You see where that word, you probably can't read my chicken scratch because Lord knows I couldn't read this chicken scratch either. Hold on a second. There, I had to make me a little smaller. Now check this out. It says right there will be leaks from top ranks. People who don't want to come forward because they don't want their name out there. But what the heck does that say? It should say can't. They can't, child. Anyway, they can't, oh, okay. Why is that messed up? It should be fine. Okay, so but they can't stand by anymore. Something has to be done. And they realize they are going to have to be the one to do it. Now this right here says something about Pete being out of his element. I can't read any of that because as you can see, like I said, I channeled it. It was completely chicken scratch. I didn't look down. It was really, really bad. But the whole point was he's out of his element and something about, yeah. So something to that effect, right? So Pete is out of his element. He doesn't have their confidence. Okay, and right here it says, right here by my head, y'all. It says, hold on, seriously. The tide has turned or is turning, something like that. So much is happening beneath the surface. Oh yeah, and I know the diddler had his sentencing today, so, or whatever it was, and it says something about like he might get off or something like that, but it will, damn you loud. It will all be handled in the end. It says he will meet with a violent end from a man he hurt. So, hey. And this part has something about, it says horses, white horses, stallions, battalions. So, infantry, troops on the move. Okay? And that's not us being on the move in other places. That is us being on the move here. This also says something like Nepal has, I don't know, given people a spark of hope or something here in this country. So basically, you're going to have to go back to that channeled video and when it was fresh, because I can't remember hardly any of this. That said, thanks to Monday's shenanigans, or was it Tuesday? I can't remember. But remember these faces, right? This right here has just spurred, ooh, I'm getting goosebumps. It has just spurred that vision into action. And so y'all, hold the line, because it is going to be a bumpier ride, especially as the racists repel themselves into Chicago, lay siege to apartment buildings, doing door knocking at midnight like they are the Gestapo. But these men right here, and the countless number of veterans that have served in our armed services, as well as the people who are at the end of their rope with this administration. When I tell you this is not going to last as long as history says most of these things last. Luckily, we have idiots who don't know how to really play the long game. All we had were the money men in the background who were pulling the strings. Those people played a long game, 40 years long. The vodka country played a long game, 40 years long. But that idiot in office and his idiot sidekicks, baby, they can't play the long game, because they definitely ain't even got a long stroke. I mean, let me stop. But according to South Park. Anyway, let's chalk this one up as, get ready. This one is going to come true.